I feel it's a historic moment. A wonderful meeting is taking place in this Conway Hall. We are here together, I feel, to create new hope, new understanding for mankind as far as untouchability is concerned. First of all, I would like to thank members of IHEU to organize such a sensitive and depressive subject. My thanks go to my friend Raochi and Gogane ji to give me the opportunity to be here with you all. Today's theme is untouchability. It reminds me of my own life. You already know many things, how it feels like to be an untouchable or outcast. I have with me the life journey. I have a love story to share with you. I have been living in Sweden. It's a modern country, it's a beautiful country, for more than 3 decades with the Swedish nobility. I'll tell you how I managed to come to this house of nobles. It is amazing, an outcast was born in a very unknown part of eastern India. I come from the area, it is believed, the Rudyard Kipling, more than 100 years ago, he was inspired to write the Jungle Book. And his hero was Mowgli. And Mowgli is a very common name in my district where I was born. Mr. Kipling got the Nobel Prize in Sweden in 1907. When I think back, I don't know exactly when I was born. I think I was born after the independence. My journey started there. As you know, I was born as an outcast. And how I was treated, I'm not going to tell you, you know already. Actually, the love brought me from the jungles of eastern India to the slums of Delhi. I had a talent to draw and paint. I could manage to study at Delhi College of Art. It was a very hard life in early 70s. I lived in Delhi on the streets. I was drawing portraits to earn my bread. I met love. It was a Swedish lady from Swedish aristocracy who visited India, and she wanted a portrait. And I did her portrait. That changed my life, the little drawing. She was hardly 19. She had her new driving license, and she drove all the way from Sweden to New Delhi. At that time in 70s, you know, it's a free time, the hippie time. Of course, she was not dressed like a hippie because she had her own car and she came. After 22 days from Sweden to Delhi, she arrived. In Delhi, my dear friends, lived more than 12 million people in Delhi. And that evening, she came up to me. I can't believe when I'm talking now after 3 decades. And I was drawing, and she was sitting before me. Can you draw my portraits? Of course I did. I did it. I'm not going to tell you everything what happened. But it was love at first sight. I was a student, or final year student of Delhi College of Art. We met hardly 3 weeks. She had to come back to Sweden again by her car. I had no knowledge, geographical knowledge of the world. I didn't know where Sweden is. I was mixing up with Switzerland. And my friend said, the girl you are drawing, she seems to be very interested in you. And I said, she's from Switzerland. Anyway, we departed. She came back to Sweden. We wrote letters to each other. And it was very painful. When I met her, I felt I'm untouchable or outcast. But she opened, in some ways, she opened my heart. You know, when heart breaks, you get pain in your heart due to circumstances as an outcast. You search for solace. And she was solace for me. 1.5 years we never met. And then one day I decided, I sold everything I owned. I bought a bicycle, no gear. And I followed the same way, the hippies way. In 70s, you know, pink buses were going from London to Kathmandu on the way to Delhi. I used to meet these hippies in the Connaught Place, is a famous place and marketing place, Indian coffee house old. There I used to meet these people, and I used to imagine, that is the way these people are coming, and my wife came also. And I bicycled. I knew that my wife is staying, that sun is setting to the west. And I came. 4 months and 3 weeks it took. It was very painful. You can't imagine, my dear friend. I couldn't use the toilet, I remember the first week. It was very painful. Anyway, I landed in Sweden 28th of May 1977, when the anemones, you call it, small flowers,
yeah.
Anemones, no? Anemones were in bloom. It was a blue sky, neat and clean, fantastic. Of course, we had letters we wrote each other 1.5 years, my wife. Her name is Charlotte von Schidbin. Von, in Sweden, if you fondly write that you belong to the nobility. In a big, I came there. Okay. Yes, untouchability I'm talking, I'm coming to Sweden. It is nobility is connected very much.
I inform you that this fascinating story is what we'll be showing today in the evening. The film, My Grandfather Was a Tribal Chief. That'll be in the evening.
Yeah.
Don't tell them everything.
Yeah, okay. I'm not telling everything, but I'll tell you, when I arrived, there was a meeting of the family meetings. It's a house, magnificent building. It's called Riddarhuset, the House of Nobles. There I learned that Sweden had also slavery. Sweden had also stratified caste system. The society was divided in 4 groups, I learned. 4 groups is called Adel, Präst, Borger, Bonde. You must be knowing, my dear friend. This is Adel is exactly like Chaturbarna in Sweden, in India. It's the same connected to their professions. Adel means the nobleman, the priest, Brahmin, Vashya, Sudra, like that, you know. And after the 4, they had one system, untouchability, I'm calling. It's called thralldom. In Swedish, it's called thrall. Thralla is like a Dalit. There I learned this thralldom. It's the same in a Viking time. The main item was slave trade, the thrall or Dalit, Swedish Dalit. But my dear friend, it is history now in Sweden. In 1930-35, it was prohibited by a king. called Magnus Eriksson. And this man became king when he was 4 years old. He didn't like it, this system, so he prohibited this. But it's very much like similarity with the caste system now. The profession, what they're doing, how they're treated. They are not treated, thrall are not treated as human beings. They had a slave collar around this neck. I mean, a lady thrall, it's called thrall. Then she had the same job like in Indian Dalit women had. But it was before 1335, it was prohibited. But you can find the history on it. And now, when it was forbidden, then the society found new. Every end is a new beginning. And this thrall or Dalit, Swedish Dalit or slave, they got a new name. They were paid for their jobs. It's called statare in Swedish. Statare, it was not forbidden until 1945. It was same like untouchables. And the conclusion, I must tell you that the trip I did as an untouchable from the little village, and I came to the Swedish nobility, this has taught me that justice in your heart, there will be beauty in your character. With beauty in your character, there will be harmony at home. With harmony at home, there will be an order in the country. And with order in the country, there will be a peace on earth. I came across many religions. Now I believe there is only one religion for me. That is the religion of heart. Religion of love. And I believe in one language, that is a language of heart. And I believe in one humanity. I have a vision for mankind, an alternative society without any discrimination. I hope this conference will give new light and give new understanding for all of us to create a casteless society. And we have many things to learn from the Swedish democracy. I feel they are mature democracy. How I was accepted, they had the same discrimination according to their skolväsen, it is called Swedish. But I was accepted, and I'm a member of this family. It's wonderful. If I would have done the same thing when Maharaja's daughter I would have married in India, I had been killed many, many years before, I think. Thank you very much, my dear friend. And you are all here. You have your role. Every person is having his own role. And sometimes I feel when I was thrown stones by Brahmins, when I I came to the close to the temple, and every year I go back to my village. I started a school at a high school, and I started the water projects. And I remember how I was treated. And when I go back, they treated me not with stones, but they give me flowers. I feel happy. So I believe we must change our attitude. Life is like a jungle. We must use love as a driving force for our daily life. All problems will be solved. Thank you very much.